Hello. How are you? This is Elskimi from bmascraftycorner, and welcome. So we have we are going to be doing some decorated pockets for some upcoming projects. So let me grab the upcoming projects. All right. So this is our bin of upcoming projects. Let's just start on the end and see what we got. See if we need to do any book pockets for these. Okay. First one. This is going to be a travel-themed traveler's notebook. And we have some travel-themed digital. And these were printed on the old printer, so they're not really good color. But we're going to use them anyway, because I like the idea of it. And we were going to do this out of some file folders. So I don't think we're going to do any book page pockets in that. So let's put that off to the side. Let's pull the next one. What are we going to do in here? What is this? This is a pink fairy accordion. I don't think we're going to do any book pockets in this as well because it's a very flat build. Let's see what's next. Ooh, that's heavy. What is this? Oh, no. This is Alice in Wonderland. No. What's next? All right, this one. This is going to be a scrapbook folio. No book pockets in that. Do we have anything to make book page pockets with? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. There is a piece of paper that tells us what everything is. This is going to be this is fairy tale stuff. So this is going to I know what this is. This is going to be when I get the rest of the stuff put in there. This is going to be that 4-part folio. We're not going to do any book pages in that. This is the cat one. I don't think we're going to do page pockets in that one. Come on, there has to be something here we're going to do this with. Okay. And our pink piece of paper says, Steampunk Album Journal. We can do book page pockets for that. All right, so let's keep that out. This one, what is this? Oh, no. Oh, no. I know what this is. Oh, yes, it's the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, the Edith Holden book. We could do some book page pockets with that. Okay, and we have this one, which is, this is going to be a lap book, and I don't know how that's going to go, so we're not going to do that yet. Okay, this one is going to be a card planner, so there'll be no book page pockets in there. And this one is going to be a ring bound using these dies, so no book page on that as well. Okay, that's all of our pre-one. Hi, Mari! And the winner is obviously the Edwardian Journal and the Steampunk one. So let's do the Edwardian first. That's the easy one because we don't have to decorate the pockets. We just need to get out some pages. Yep, we want to use. So this is the part of the Edwardian Journal. So let's take a look. So let's just take out some pages. Let's see if I can find the center here. Right there. And will cut the stitching. We'll take those out. All right, so we have some pages. Okay. Let's move her out of the way. All right, we got a couple of nice ones here we can work with. And grab a metal ruler. I could do this one. Because that would be cute on the corner of a pocket. Don't really see anything here that I want to use. Maybe this. Use it. Do that. Not that though. So when I'm looking to do book page pockets, what I'm looking for is pages that I wouldn't use otherwise. And I wouldn't use that otherwise. I'm not going to sit here and, fussy cut out pussy willows. All right, so we have some of these. So we're going to do some folding and, stuff. So I want to get rid of this first. I don't want the page numbers. Okay. And clean that edge up. All right. So now we'll just fold this in half. And then bring this part up. See, this is not gonna, it's not overly attractive. And then, let's see. Since this has good weight to it, we'll go ahead and round that. I want that to be bigger. There we go. So we'll round that. It'll be a slide pocket. Let's take some of that off. I'm going to make this pocket a little shorter. And then we'll do that. There we go. Then we'll round the corner. Yeah, I like that look a little better. And then put in a finger notch there and a finger notch there. We'll ink it. And since we already know this book is going to have a vintage theme to it, we can go ahead and use ink. because, it's got a vintage theme. All right, so make these edges. This edge and this one and this one. Then we'll glue this sucker down. Okay, so glue on this edge. And then glue here and here. And that gives us 3 pockets. So we're gonna have a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here. And now we can decorate this. And that's when we're gonna, excuse me, we're gonna bring in some of these other pages. This little pocket right here is 2 and we'll do 2 1/4. Jeez. 2 5/8. So 2 3/8. Let's see what we get. And three and 1/4. And then I'm going to round this top piece, only because I don't like the, the look. It's very choidy. And we'll put this on there. We can do this with regular book pages. They don't have to be book shaped pages out of this particular book. So what's going on? Okay. So that's one we can put in the bag. We'll put it up here. Let's do. Let me get that straight. Let's straighten this one out first. Okay, there's that one. And we'll bring this up and we'll get it straight. Go. I want to get rid of this part. think I'm going to take this in half. And it is about 7 inches. Just like that. And then we're going to glue these two sides down. Or we could just press them down. That would be cute too. But we're going to glue it. Put a little glue here. And a little glue here. I'll bring that down. I'm going to round these top corners because I like this to look. So this is like a modified book pocket. And this one's very thin. It's about, I don't know, not even a quarter of an inch. It's like 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to do this one too. Again, we're just going to glue these parts down. Right there. Around these. Ozzy, give me a second. Okay. Hey, Gypsy. Come on, outside, Gypsy. Let's go. Go on. Let me grab a scrap here. This is a scrap of my tea-dyed linen. We're going to use it on the inside of my ruler. That is about 4.5 by 3.5. So just under 3.5. By just under 4.5. And I'm going to cut it in half because I'm going to put it inside here as a writing space. I'm not even going to ink this because I don't want it all. Yuck. So, and I could tape this in since it's just writing space. No weight distribution. Why didn't I just put the full piece in? Because if I put the full piece in when I fold it, it's going to pop up because it doesn't want to be there. It doesn't want to have that fold. And when you fold it, it's going to move the paper. So better to put the little space between them and give yourself a relief area. So that they lay down flatter. And I have to take a little bit off right there. It's popping out. Okay. And now I have a little pocket here, and I have my little flap here that I can open it up and I can journal inside of that. So it's 2. And I'm going to repeat the process on this one, but this one is thinner. So this one is only like 3 1/8. By 2. And again, I'm just going to glue them in. Now this bottom piece is just a little bit wider than the top. Let's see if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of it hanging out right there. So it fits a little bit different, but it's basically the same size, right? Can't wait for my Miss Lilybud to come home. She's still in Texas for 2 more days. All right, so we have 3 so far. Let me let the doogies in.
Yeah.
Doogie, 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 doogies. Doogie, doogie, doogies. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. All right. Page. Folding it in half. I'm telling you guys, there's only so many ways to fold a piece. Hold on. Okay, it's going to bing for a few minutes because it's my daughter-in-law and she's sending me pictures of their trip. All right, so we're going to fold this one almost all the way to the top. Okay? This is an easy one. Almost all the way to the top. And then we're going to open it up. And this one right here, that's our front piece right there. I'm going to take that one.
What the?
We're going to fold that in. About like that. And then this one, we're going to fold back, leaving about, half an inch. There. And then this one, we're going to fold it back. We're going to leave about the same bit. It's almost all the way on this, okay? All right, so now that we have our flaps, these 2 opposite corners come in, and this one goes the other way. So we're going to glue these down. You can take them out if you want to. You don't have to leave them in there. But I like to glue them in because I like this the thick stability it gives. All right, so we're going to put that one down. We're going to put this one down. No, book page pockets are very easy to do. And I have probably 8 or 9 videos on them because they are so easy. And it's a very quick way, one, to use up, book pages. And two, it's a really quick way to kind of create so much journaling space with a very minimal amount of effort and time. These only take a few seconds to make. Now, this, I could cut that. I can fold it back if I want to. I can leave it just the way that it is. It's entirely up to me. But to close this, all these pockets together, all we're going to do is glue right here. Okay. Now, that makes them like side slots. If you want them to be legitimate pockets, then you're going to glue this side. A little bit of glue right here, and a little bit here, and a little bit down here. Push. And just hold that for a second. And now you have them, and I think we're going to go ahead and take this piece off. So I want to make sure that I got that line straight. I'm taking it off. I don't have to. You could put finger notches on there if you want to. You could, of course, ink them before you put them, glue them all together. It's entirely up to you. But I have, if I put one back here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. Four different pockets.
You grabbed his out of his cage, didn't you?
Yep. No, they're very easy. Let's do another one. And I like this one because you get so much work, so much use out of this. So all you do for this one is take off any part of this that you don't want. I'm going to take off a little bit off the top just to get rid of the number. Okay. And then I'm going to clean up this edge. You don't have to with this one if you don't want to, but I'm going to clean it up just because I sometimes screw up when I'm putting this together. Okay. So then I'm going to measure this, which is about 6 3/4, which means I'm going to get 3 in the middle. So I'm going to use my ruler. And I'm going to put this on my board. And I'm going to pull over this piece. And then I'm going to press that down. And then I need this side to just come over. So we're going to do a little measuring. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches across. And I am at 1 3/4 inches here. So we have 1, 2, 3 1/4. So I'm going to bring this and what I want is I want this side to just cover that side. Just barely. Just enough to get, a bead of glue on it. Okay. Glue. Very thin bead of glue right here. Now, normally, because I would normally tell you to put glue on both sides of these flaps, this one and that one, but this is a very narrow flap, so only one bead of glue. Okay. Glue, 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 glue. Now you can leave this as long or as short as you want, but I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces. I'm thinking probably right about there. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue down here. Close. Pocket. Same thing with this one. A little bit of glue. Close. I could use tape, but I don't recommend that because then, tape never dries. And then I have my 2 pockets, and I can come in here and I can put in little finger notches. Or not. Let's not do it on this one. No, we'll do it on this one, and we won't do it on that one. I'll show you. So put a little finger notch in here, right? There's a little finger notch. So if we ink all this up, you'll see it. So we got a little finger notch up there. But let's see, you don't want the little finger notch. Maybe you don't want this kind of a pocket. That's okay. Watch. This is the best part. So I made this little pocket, and I don't like it. I like this, but I don't like that. That's okay. Pocket. Now, the best thing about this kind of pocket is that you get that full width. There's, you go edge to edge. There's nothing to stop you, from putting in the full width of a tag. So if you measure the front of this, and it is 3 1/4 inches, I can put something that's 3 1/4 inches wide in here. It's going to fit. You're going to get that full, and then just go and ink this. So book page pockets are very simple. They're very quick. You could do a stack of these all at the same time. And I don't advocate doing mass makes, but if you know what you're going to use these for, like I know this is going to be going into a journal that is Edith Holden. So using her book pages in her book, in a journal made about in the image of her book, using her book pages is the best way to complement that book. So using book pages that are made out of her page, works. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We made 6, and we used like 3 pages out of the book. That's a page. This is a page. No, we used 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. We used 4, and we got 6 pockets. Okay? So simple, quick, easy, not a problem to put in, and you can use any kind of book page. I do recommend that if you use something that is thinner, and we'll talk about that, you take the time. Hey, Joe. Take the time to glue them up, okay? So let's take a look. I'm going to put these in here in the bag for now. And I'm going to get out some regular book pages real quick. Because the Edith Holden ones these are very thick. This paper is very thick paper. So let's get out some regular thickness book pages. So this is a vintage book. And let's grab a couple of pages of this. Now, I would say this is almost newsprint. And let me see. Here, this is more modern. So this is reasonably thick. Not fantastic, but it's reasonably thick. This has got some. This, not so much. So what I do with this is I take, unless I'm using the signature page to put it in a journal, there's no reason to keep a signature page. I take these and I pull them apart, and then I flip this one over. This is where your glue sticks come in. Okay. If it's all you've got, use kids glue stick, but I don't recommend it. And then take this and put it over this. Yes, upside down. And glue stick will give you a little bit of time to wiggle. You know, there we go. Okay. Now let that dry. So with something like this, I'm not too worried about this. This is not that thick, but it's not super, super thin either. So again, if this was like you were going to be doing like the pocket that we did that had all of the steps on it, when you bring this down, you're going to reinforce it. I'm going to get rid of this edge real quick. You can, you're going to reinforce with this, with the folding. Here's my line. So these folded pieces are what is going to, when you glue those in, that's what's going to give you that thickness. It's what's going to give you the thickness on this. Again, you can fold this one back and still maintain that extra thickness, okay? Just like that. So now you have 4 pockets or 4 tucks. You could do it this way, however you wanted to do it, but you end up with, but here's the one thing that you get. If you look, your writing is upside down. Nobody wants upside down writing. Okay? So this serves 2 purposes. One, it thickens the paper a little bit. This isn't quite dry yet, so I wouldn't recommend doing this without it being totally dry. But we're going to do it anyway. So I'm just taking off the ends, and I'm going to take off these outside edges just a little bit. Just a little bit, because that's the part you don't get with the glue. Okay. And then if we do that same pocket again, so we're going to flip this. Oh no, else all my writing is upside down. Don't worry about it. Take care of it. Come on, just a little bit more. There we go. It's wet. It's hard to fold. I apologize. But it takes a little while to dry, so. So now, my writing's going in the right direction. Okay? And put this one out a little bit more. There we go. So let's go ahead and ink this up so we can see all the steps. So you have, again, 1, 2, 3. If you fold this one back, you would have 4, or you could just go behind it or go this way or come in on this side, whichever you want. It would give you, 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets, okay? So let's glue this down. And again, we're just gluing these parts. I should glue the flaps down, but I'm not doing it right now. Glue those down. Come over here. We'll glue down this part. So now we have a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here, and we have all these pockets out of book pages. But like I said, if it's a more modern book like this, the paper is generally thicker, unless you get into like some of those really big thick books, and then they use thinner paper to try and make them thinner, as thin as possible, because nobody wants to carry around a 900-pound book. But this is what you're going to find for most of like your dictionary pages and stuff like that. And these are okay to use single, but these ones, these older papers, I would definitely recommend gluing two together. Okay. Okay, let's see. Holy crapinelli. Okay. My daughter-in-law is sending me all kinds of pictures from, Lily's adventures. This is the first time she's ever really been out of state, and she's on a big adventure. So that's that one. And we have a bunch of different ones that I've done in different videos. Let's see if we can find some examples. Let's see. No, I may have been eating these for a reason. Oh, geez. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of these. So this one's pretty easy to do. My son is sick. Or it could be a hangover, in which case I have no pity. All right, so this is kind of an easy one, and let's do this one real quick. And this one we can put in this book, in this bag when we're done, because it's actually made out of, the same book that we're using. Okay, so yeah, so these are all part of that same book. Most of these are anyway. So let's do this one, because this one's another one that's really easy. So let me just grab a page. There we go. And so for this one, we're going to do this part right here. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the bottom. Cut this like right about here. Doop. Cut off the bottom. About there. Because we want the top one to be slightly shorter than the bottom. We want them to be different sizes. That is not straight. Okay, we'll straighten it. Put in here. Together. Trim. Now it's straight. Okay, so for this one, you just take your two pieces. You want one shorter than the other. You're going to fold it around. And this is the kind that you would like wrap around a book page. We're just going to bring them over, line them up, and then we're going to fold them. And then we will, of course, do our burnishing. Now, here's the trick. When you fold it, everything's going to kind of shift a little bit, and you'll notice that this one will shift in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this is nice and square using our trimmer. I'm going to use my folded edge there and here. Okay. And then these top corners, I used my big corner rounder. You can do whatever you want. I like that look. And then I'm going to glue this on. But how I'm going to glue it on is one side at a time. So I'm going to glue this down the side and across the bottom. And then I'm going to bring this in, line up my bottom, and just get it to the fold. Now you could put the pocket on the inside if you want. It's entirely up to you. And then I'll glue the other side. Okay. And then this one will go around a page pocket. You could use paper clip or something to hold that in if you want to. Or, you know, it could just slide in. If your book is solidly packed, that's not going to come out, really. Okay? So that's another variation of a book page pocket. And then we have this one. Hi, Chris. Carla. Hi, Carla. So this is another version of a book page pocket using, you know, pages out of this particular book. Let me grab another page out of here. We have a few that we, pulled. We pulled some, so we got something to work with here. For this one, you really want something that has like a full page of artwork, and I kind of got rid of that. So let's get a new one. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's do this one. Yeah. So taking it apart. We'll put the rest of these in the envelope. All right. So for this one, we're going to use this as our back piece, and this is our front. So how wide is our page? 7 inches wide. 3.5. Let me take this part off the top. I'm going to cut this at 3.5 because it's 7 inches wide. Okay. This one. And then we take this off the bottom. So I folded up the bottom of this in my ruler, and I folded it up about 2.25 inches. So we're going to cut this one at 3. Go in there. Right there. And then I'm going to take a little bit off the top of this. And that'll go right there. Get rid of our trimmer. All right. So we start at the top on this one. And if you want your pocket to only be that deep, then glue the bottom. If you don't care, and you don't care if it goes all the way to the bottom, then don't glue the bottom. Okay? I don't think my pocket needs to be deeper than that. You're going to put a finger notch in here, which you probably should have done before. And I'm going to bring this down about 1/2 inch from the top. I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to bring this one in. About there. Another finger notch. You would want to ink this before you put it together. I'm not going to use this in the book. That's why I'm not inking. Right there. And then I can bring this up as little or as, as much or as little as I want. And I can decorate it, with whatever paper I want or what, however. Bring that up. I swear, if things weren't right in front of my face, I would lose them. Wait, I do. All right, then I'm going to use my corner rounder. And I'm going to round the corners just to make it a little softer. And then, again, I have 1, 2, 3. Come on. 3 stacked pockets here. And I can decorate the front any way that I want. So that's this one. Okay. And then this one's probably the easiest of all of them. What am I looking for? I'm looking for an ugly page that I don't care about. All right. I do kind of like this. I'm going to take that off there. All right. So for this one, again, all we're going to do is fold it in half long ways. So we're going to fold it this way. Then we're going to decide, which direction we want this to be on the page. I kind of like this, so I think that's going to be my direction. I'm going to bring this up towards the top. just like that. Now I'm going to put a finger notch here. A finger notch in this back piece. And then I'm going to take this piece and fold it down. Okay. Now when I ink all this up, we're going to see. Sorry, y'all. I just inked, from a sale.
Hello.
All right, so for this one, you're going to open it up. You're going to glue on this side. You're going to glue from here up. Okay. Fold it over. Then here down, fold it up. Don't forget to do the other side. And then we're going to glue this down. And then that gives you a tall top pocket up here, a shorter pocket here, and then a little tuck spot there. Okay, so those are like your basics. And so we have all of these that we're going to put in the bag, and we may or may not use them on this journal. But they are quick and easy, and I really like this, so we're keeping it. Kind of like that too. Like if I take that off, it could make cute washi tape, so we'll keep that too. So let's see. So we did book pockets for this one. So we'll boot it out of here. I guess I should put the book pages in there. So move that out of the way. All right, so the other one we looked at and said, we could do some book page pockets. But this one is the steampunk one. And so let's see what we have. Okay, so for this one, what do we have? So this is going to be an album journal. So that's going to be one of our big thick ones, and it's going to have the flips in it, and we have some flips right here. And these are all in black, so that's good to know. We're going to be doing this out of a black book. Okay, so we have those, and then we have some steampunk style stickers. Some other steampunk style stickers. We have some pages that we're going to be using, bits and pieces of. This is a digital. I did buy the digital. I have it around here someplace. I haven't printed it out yet because I was waiting for the new printer, and now that the new printer is here, I will print this out. So we're going to make some book page pockets now. Because we're making them, for this particular book, I don't really have pages that I have to use for it. It's because I don't have book for it. So, we'll do other ones. This one is relatively simple. But I don't like it, and I'll tell you why. Because the top pocket is only about an inch deep. So this one we've had to modify. This is actually from Happily Ever After. That series. The paper is, the book pages are really beautiful and make for very interesting pockets. All right, so Let's see. Do I have, like, maybe if I have some pages from an engineering book or something. Let's see what I have. No, I have the Onion. What is this? Oh, that's that. Okay. What are you? You don't know. What are you? Ah, London Society. This stuff will work. Okay. This stuff will work. I think this would be okay for this, you know. We're steampunk. These are glued signatures, so I really can't do anything other than pull the pages out. Oh, okay, well, that was creative. All right, so we have that. Let me get this out of the way for the moment. If we need it, we'll pull it back out. But for now, I just wanted that out of my way. All right. So this one is almost the exact same pocket that we did with the pocket here, only we're just going to avoid one of those pockets. So folding this over, get these out of the way, doing some trimming. Okay. All right. Let me do it this way. So we just fold this part up. Just like that. And then we're just going to bring this back down into the corner. Finger notch at the top. It's the only notch we need. Glue this edge. And then we're going to glue these down. Again, don't glue them together and then put them down. Put them down one at a time. Because if you don't, you're going to have that little weirdness there. And then this part right here. Else, you're always telling everybody, always glue the short side. Okay.
All right. You said 10
No.
minutes. It's been 20. First 2 times I tried this, you hung up on me. I'm not hanging out much longer. Have a fantastic day now.
So, if it's too wide, you can always cut it narrower. You know, I can make this pocket much more narrow and get rid of that kid. Totally. And then all I have to do is go back in and just reseal this edge. There we go. Now it's thinner. I like it. Still has a tuck here. If I want to glue the tuck down, I can. I'll just put a little glue there. Yes, now my finger notch is off the center, but that's okay. So that is that one. All right. So now let's do, I'll take this off here. Let's fold this in half and then we'll take it off. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of this over here. Okay, more better. That up and down. And this only works with longer pages. This whole folding technique. But this is great for like a side pocket. I'm going to show you. So first thing I'm going to do is open this completely, and I'm going to glue here. And then I'm going to glue here. Why didn't I glue up there? You'll see. And now glue all over everything. Okay. Then we glue this down here and over here. And then this one, same thing. Bottom. Okay. But you didn't glue there. I know. Watch. A littler one. Finger nip. Okay. So now I have a nice tuck over here, one in the back if I want it. I have a tuck here. These are both pretty good. This one's about 2 inches. This one's about 3. And then I have this one up here. Which this tag is a little too wide for, but you guys get the gist. Here we go. You can put a tag in here as well. And that tag goes almost all the way to the bottom. So it's a pretty good size tag. So again, you have 1, 2, 3 pockets, 1 book page. It's not very thick at all. But that's your steampunky one right there. And, you know, then you can decorate it accordingly. Let's see. Now, obviously, I would have, you know, inked it and everything. But, you know, now I can decorate it. So, alrighty. So if you want to look at book page pockets, if you go onto my YouTube channel and you go in the search bar and you just put in book page, it's going to bring up all of this. All of these different pockets that you can make. And, you know, they are very quick to do. They are really easy to use. And for certain journals, they look completely appropriate. Some journals, they don't, you know. But some, they look highly appropriate. Where did I put that? I lost it. Here it is. I knew it was here someplace. And put my book page back in the thing. So I always keep some blank ones around because they're easy to decorate and they'll blend with just about anything. And that's it. That's all I got tonight, guys. That's all I got in me. I took a nap today and I'm still tired. And I got mouth over there. And I got to go look at pictures of my granddaughter.
What?
Oh, I got pictures of the baby. All right, so rest of our week looks like this. Tomorrow we'll have mixed media at 6 p.m. And then Sunday morning we'll have our game. We're going to have 2 prizes this week. You're going to get your weekly prizes plus the monthly prize. And then I'm going to be putting those scores in for the totals for the year. And then you're going to have a Monday video, which is going to be a strip destroyer. I don't know what we're doing with it, but it's a strip destroyer. And then Wednesday, we're going to have our New Year's Eve bash. That'll be, Carla will be here. Michelle's probably going to be here. Rose from Sweet Teen Roses is going to be here. Joe from Have At It is going to be joining us at some point. And we're all just going to be here kind of doing the same thing. We all have like 3 or 4 of these. And we're each going to make whatever we can out of it. But they're in everybody's grubby little paws so that they've had a chance to look at them and see what they want to do. If you want to know what's going on with the channel moving into the new year, you can get a copy of my schedule. It's pretty easy. You can get one here on YouTube, or you can get one off of Facebook if you'd like to go over and join my Facebook group. And let's see. If you're gonna join the Facebook group, answer the questions, because Arlene's real mean about that. She's a stickler for those questions. Also, you can.
Shit.
I know, right?
How the hell did I get this?
You can get my email and my Instagram and everything else just by going down and clicking on more in the description box. It's going to help you kind of find everything that you need to cyber stalk me. But that's it, guys. That's all I have until I see you tomorrow. Stay hydrated, stay warm, stay well. I love you guys. Bye.
All right, let's see. Give me a hot second. Pull that up. Let's see what we got to play with.